All right. So it says the site was transitioned from, so it was originally a different URL. Let me go ahead and look at this again real quick. Okay, so he just transitioned from
A
from
.com to a .com.au, right?
well from the Australian site to just a regular .com.
Oh, yes, sorry.
So it's like the same it's the same domain. Well, it's not the same domain name, but it's the same domain name except for the end, right? The .com
Yeah,
or
the TLD.
.com.au. Um, and I'm now rebuilding the naked URL anchor. So he just means, he's, I guess, just doing a bunch of new links with the URL anchor to the homepage, which is a domain name .com now. I think the site is strong enough to take a bit of a power punch on the inner pages. Can I add a couple of PBN links now?
Let's see what you got, big guy.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this.
So we're gonna toss the site up into Ahrefs, and we'll do the .com, of course.
Let's get something for them to look at real quick.
For those of you that don't know, if you 301 the .com.au to the .com, then it's been enough time, it will resonate in Ahrefs with that backlink profile. And for those of you that are newer to SEO, let's remind you that you do need tools to navigate SEO, and Ahrefs is probably one of the most important ones that we use. You got up top.
Good call. Yeah, we can just. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta line that up. Oh, that's right.
Good.
All right. So here we go. This is just something for you guys to look at while we audit the site, because don't want to be showing his domain or his niche or anything like that. So just taking a quick look at it real quick. You can see he's got 168 referring domains. DR about 23, which is about right given that amount of referring domains, which tells us just by looking at this that his links are probably pretty decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not just a bunch of crap. Got about almost 1,000 keywords, organic traffic 170. So when we look at the traffic and the keywords, the traffic looks like he's popping in for some kind of keyword with these big rigid movements like that.
Yeah, that's what you typically come to find. And remember that Google Analytics is going to show different than Ahrefs is, right? And so we're, based on the information we have using Ahrefs, this is what we're kind of gauging. But oftentimes when you see that kind of volatility, what it means is your site is being tested inside of SERPs that actually add up to some, decent traffic, right? The only way Ahrefs is able to do that is by crawling specific keywords that it actually, goes and gets information on, and then coming back. So depending on where your site pops up for that particular SERP, if it's worth, let's say, in this case, 500 to 1,000 traffic, then as you get tested within those SERPs and the crawler finds you there, it shows up as volatility. And so what's important, especially at the very beginning stages of looking at this kind of stuff, is your organic keywords, because that's typically going to be a more gradual kind of bit of information that is actually more accurate than organic traffic is via Ahrefs crawlers, right? If you're in Google Analytics, you'll get a much clearer picture of the organic traffic versus the organic keywords, because it limits the amount of information it gives you in there on that, but it's to the T on organic traffic. So, some things worth noting.
Yeah, so I went ahead and I did the Google search with site : and then his domain name to see how big the site is. It's got about 377 pages, almost 400 pages that are indexed on Google.
Good size.
Yeah, it's a good size.
And when did he start? It looks like January 2021 was traffic start and organic keywords.
Let's see. His links started coming in. Actually, links started coming in a long time ago, but they didn't really start building until the end of 2020. Yeah, so maybe
Okay, so I mean,
could have been older
it's been
domain or
running
something.
like he's been working on this site almost a year.
Oh yeah, well he probably 301 though, right? Because he
Oh,
transitioned.
right,
It's probably the 301 right
right.
there.
Okay.
Um, let's go ahead and just look at some other stuff first. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the anchor text real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we see your number one anchor is the old URL, right? Which is completely fine. We got a brand anchor up top. Um,
Really natural overall. I mean,
that's looking good.
nice.
I like what I see here. It all looks real natural,
Yeah,
right?
even going all the way down through page one for anchors. That's typically where we start. Ahrefs. Look at the overview, then go into anchors, see how natural that is, and like even on the first page, yeah, everything looks very natural and healthy. We've got branded, we've got variations of naked URL, meaning HTTPS or with nothing / added, visit website, some type of software, and so like I don't really see any exact matches.
Got one right here. Where to go?
Oh,
Okay,
I
there's
guess,
one, and then
yeah,
there's another one right
yeah.
here.
So out of the top, let's say 20 or so that we're
His
looking at,
his
there's
most used
two.
exact match is used 4 times.
Yeah.
4 referring domains out of 168.
So everything looks great from an anchor
Yeah.
standpoint.
And then we've got his next most used exact match is used 3 times. So the anchors look great.
And then we'll give you a little idea. So branded, about 51 referring domains out
Yeah.
of these 160.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that the branded is up at the top. And then then URL number 2 used 24 times. Then we got just website, it's a generic anchor used 11 times. I mean the anchors are
It's just
really
looking
good.
great. Yeah.
It looks really, really good.
Usually, if people are asking us,
If they can start PBNing.
it's like, oh, gee, I wonder what
You
this
look-
is going to be. But this is like wow, okay, like somebody's been studying. Okay, so
Or they just haven't, or they haven't been focusing on
yeah,
link
they
building,
might be
right?
like way conservative and
it's all
stuff.
completely
Yeah, that's
natural.
true too. Yeah.
But yeah, the anchors look really good. Let's go ahead and pop in and look at the backlinks real quick. Just want to have a little look. Let's see. Yep, all looks super relevant, super natural. Got some like business related stuff, just having to do with kind of marketing or whatever. Then we have more niche specific stuff.
Some directories in there. But it's a mix, right? Like it's a good, healthy mix of different types of stuff. But also, I wonder if he didn't pick up the because I mean, a lot of this looks like it did actually come naturally.
Yeah, no, you're.
So it's either a 301 domain that he purchased, or he's been running a business that's actually very successful and has gotten its own clout naturally.
Yeah.
Well,
regardless, the links
So,
look
yeah,
good. The
links
links
are
look
great.
the links look good and natural. The anchors look super natural. If we go and we click on organic keywords, we see that the site is what is this? Okay.
It's a
It's a,
testimony.
it's a case study,
Testimony.
which is why it's
Oh.
kind of like an unrelated keyword. But yeah, I mean, he's ranking for a bunch of relevant keywords. Or Google actually knows what the site is about and is allowing it to rank for what he wants to rank for. We see that he doesn't have a ton on page 1 quite yet. And he doesn't really have, and he's got even much less like in the top like 5, right? I'll let you go first. Like what, as far as like, so his question was,
Is he ready for PBN links?
well, he says, I think the site I think the site is strong enough to take a bit of a power punch on the inner pages. Can I add a couple of PBN links now? Oh, we didn't look at that. Let's go and just see the link distribution real quick.
Sure.
Okay, overwhelming majority, 100 out of 168 referring domains, 141 are going to the homepage.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's like you're basically like, this is like the kind of site that I really like to work on.
Yeah, because it's gonna
ready.
be easy to
Yeah.
to play with. Like, I mean, this isn't typically who we get in MLB program, but when we do, it's like, okay, I can launch this thing. Yeah.
So yeah,
So long story short, your question, the answer is yes. Now, what I'm hesitant to say, yeah, go ahead and absolutely do that is, your experience in what you're about to do, because you might be able to also use something like guest posts or niche edits and get the same effect that you're looking for, because your website is already so, capable and ready of jumping up, in my opinion. So, would I exclusively say only buy PBNs and send them to inner pages now to move them up? No. However, if you want to buy one or two and send them with exact match anchors to two different inner pages, I'd say you're good to go there. But that's not what I would say is like the exact strategy to move forward. You'd want to use a variance of links to inner pages in conjunction with the PBN links in order to insulate and really make sure that you're kind of tying the room together properly. Now, the way we know how aggressive you need to be with some of this stuff is by jumping into competitor research, which we're not going to do here, but just that would help us gauge a little bit more on exactly what's needed to kind of push things up. But I think if you just went ahead and buy the PBN link and you went to your most powerful inner page that you want to see get some love, you'd I think you would get that love in the SERPs, quite honestly.
yeah.
And you're ready.
So some of the times when we see a graph like this, we think, oh, it's not stable enough yet.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it's just a keyword that's popping in and out basically. But yeah, like Nick said, this site's ready to go.
Yeah.
As far as like building links go, you can build some PBN links if you want. I would still focus primarily on stuff like guest posts and niche edits. As far as like the link distribution goes, you never want to stop building to your homepage. But let's say you build, let's say this month you decide you're going to build 10 links or whatever. I'd probably do like half of them to the homepage, and then the other half to inner pages. And you could get aggressive with some of the anchor text. Definitely start using some exact match. I feel like it's on a site like this where you can just like do like an exact match every now and then. You can just get so much out of it.
Yes.
Because it doesn't have it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you
that's probably the portion you're missing.
Yeah,
in comparison to your competitors, is that you're too safe.
And don't go crazy with the exact match. We're not saying just go build a ton of exact match. You still need to be, following link building best practices, which is they still should be a small portion of your overall links that you're building should be exact match anchors, but definitely start doing them.
Yeah.
And definitely start adding some every single month. And yeah, I think your site's going to really pop pretty hard once you start doing that. But yeah, say this month, let's say you just want to build like 10 links, 20 links, whatever. You may do about half of them to inner pages. Maybe the next month you might scale it back a little bit, maybe do 75% homepage, 25% inner pages. The month after that, you might even do 75% inner pages. But never stop building to the homepage, and don't go like 75% inner pages like every single month. I would say that's a bit too
Not to
too
say
much.
you can't, but
You could.
we like to keep things as if you work this hard on building this natural anchor profile,
Yeah, don't
then
ruin it.
Keep it going. Yeah. I would probably stick with, like Chris said, 50% homepage, regardless of how many. And then to kind of further jump into that, let's say you do get 10 links, half to homepage, half to inner pages. I wouldn't do more than 20% out of those 10 links. So 2 links, PBNs, maybe 3 tops out of those 10 links. And I wouldn't do that every single month.
That's all I would,
I would keep it a small portion, especially like, our link rentals. We do rolling page links, so you can purchase a link, it's on the home page until it rolls off essentially. And usually, since our PBN is pretty big, it lasts quite a bit of time. So, you can kind of monitor those, and when you lose one, which is natural, it'll go to an inner page to live there. Then you can purchase another one, right? But there's a lot of people that would come in with a profile like this and be like, I'm going to order 10 links. I want all PBNs. I want all exact matches. And it's like, no.
No, the site's beautiful.
You're the
right
boss.
Now, right? Like, stay natural. Add a PBN link, or even a couple every now and then. Don't make it a staple of your monthly link building. Just every now and then.
It kind of sucks. It's disappointing because every time we talk about PBNs, I'm just like, this is how I got my start in SEO in general, really, was PBN. And it's like, I feel like we're talking down. It's not that we're talking down. I love using PBNs. I really do. But they are a fine-tuning tool. It's like a detail working tool, right? If you could imagine it. Whereas historically, like when I first got started, I was very aggressive with PBNs. I use PBNs more naturally now. I don't use them as often, and it's really it is used to pack a power punch. Sometimes that's just to pack a power punch that builds the overall picture, meaning branded, naked URL type anchors to the homepage, and I'll do that with PBNs regularly. As a matter of fact, you can get a lot more aggressive with PBNs by doing them that way, using them that way, right? And then what Chris and I have, talked about over time is that if you build a strong foundation that's well trusted, so meaning a site like yours, right? Natural anchors, majority to the home page, it's resonating well, you'll notice that you don't even need that much of a power punch for some of these SERPs. If you're just sparingly sending links to those inner pages that just need a little bit more, love and movement in comparison to your competitors.
Yeah, if you just start, this site's gonna do well.
A lot of our sites that look like this, that are early on in their stages, once you get them to this position, when you just they auto rank the content without any backlinks, and then if some of them need love, it's like 1 to 3 links. And you're competing in the top SERPs.
If we were working on this site and the traffic didn't double or triple within the first month, I'd feel a little bit disappointed.
That's a bold statement, but yes, within the first 3 months, I would expect this thing to just pop.
It's ready.
You gotta let
it's
the
ready
first
to
month
go.
resonate.
It's like a pimple that's just complete. It's just ripe and it's just ready to.
That's very true. I feel that.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.